real world, I guess
Mm.
you could say. My therapist says anxiety is basically OCD, but instead of trying to control everything in your environment, you're trying to control the future. So it's OCD
Mm.
about time. It's
Ah.
like you're like so a person with OCD might be like, I need the kitchen to be completely clean. And if even somebody so much as touches a doorknob, I have to go clean the doorknob. It's like you have to have complete and total control over your physical environment if you have OCD.
Yeah.
Well, anxiety is just OCD about your future. You have to have complete and total control over your future, which means you sit there planning, over planning, spending way too much time thinking about what do I do if this happens? What do I do if this happens? Worrying about this, worrying about that, trying to make sure you have every possible case covered. And of course, there is no way to do that.
But if I
There's
worry
no
about it enough, then I'm
right,
prepared for every scenario, Andy.
right. Yes, that's the flawed logic that
Yeah.
that accompanies anxiety, and yeah, and so it really sucks. And of course, the people who, such as myself, who have that problem, who overplan and go crazy on that stuff, are the least equipped emotionally to handle it when things do go awry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you're like, you planned for every scenario, but you didn't account for this one thing, and then that one thing happens, and then you're like, oh my god, now what? It's the equivalent of someone with OCD and someone just goes and throws a bunch of tar in the middle of their living room. You know, it's like,
No, it's a really good analogy and
yeah,
does kind of wrap up how my brain works.